As a wholesaler or aspiring wholesaler, you know that the best method to structure a wholesale deal is using the assignment. But in some cases, especially when buying REOs and short sales, there is a no assignment clause in the contract that prevents you from doing an assignment and forcing you to do a double closing. Now, maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe not. I'll break it down for you. When it comes to wholesaling real estate, I figured out a workaround to overcome the no assignment clause. This allows me to still do an assignment and still do a single closing, and I'm gonna break it down for you on this video. Hi, it's Jerry Norton, and if you're unfamiliar with what a no assignment clause is, then you need to understand what it is and how it affects the way you structure your wholesale deals. Be sure to watch this video where I break it down. The most common place you'll see a no assignment clause is with bank properties such as REOs and short sales. In the 15 years that I've been a full-time flipper, I flipped hundreds of REOs and short sales, and in every situation, the contracts had no assignment clauses. I think it's just standard procedure. The banks are not wholesaler friendly, and in an effort to dissuade wholesalers, they make their contracts unassignable. That means as a wholesaler, you would have to do a double closing to wholesale a non-assignable contract, which is not the preferred method of wholesaling. So on this video, I want to share with you a little known workaround to the no assignment clause. This is an advanced strategy that I teach to my elite mentoring students, but if you can grasp this, it will forever change how you wholesale real estate. But first, if we've never met, I'm Jerry Norton, and this channel is dedicated to helping you make money right now in real estate, not later, not in 10 or 20 years, or even 3 to 5 years, but right now so you can achieve true financial freedom now and live your dream life. Consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. So first of all, let me explain the big picture strategy to do this, and then I'll break it down for you into steps, and then I'll give an example. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create an entity for the sole purpose of owning a contract to buy a house. LLCs are the easiest entities to set up and create. So we create a brand new LLC, and that LLC goes on the contract as the buyer. Once the contract is fully executed, that new LLC owns the contract, not you. You are what's called the member of the LLC, and at this point, you own 100% of the LLC membership rights. Next, you find your cash buyer just like you normally would, but now instead of assigning your contract, you assign 100% of the membership rights of the LLC to your new cash buyer. Your cash buyer comes to closing as the sole owner of the new LLC, does a single closing as the buyer, and pays you your fee. Now think about it. The buyer hasn't changed. The buyer is still the LLC. What changed was who owns the LLC. Now, if this sounds confusing, let me explain again how to do this in 5 steps. Step number 1, set up a single member LLC with the state. Now, I do them in Michigan because it only costs $50 to set up an LLC. Step 2, execute your contract with a motivated seller in the name of your new LLC as the buyer. Step number 3, find a cash buyer. Step number 4, assign 100% membership rights to your LLC to your new cash buyer, not the contract. Since the LLC owns the contract, the cash buyer gets the contract with the LLC. Step number 5, at closing, the cash buyer steps in as the new sole owner of the LLC and pays you your wholesale fee. The contract was not assigned. The LLC who owns the contract was assigned. Now, if you think that's genius, hit that like button right now and leave a comment and say, Jerry, you're a genius. Okay, so let me illustrate this one more time using the whiteboard. Okay, so here is your motivated seller, and you sign a contract with you, the wholesaler. But on that contract, rather than putting you or your entity as the buyer, you're going to put this LLC that you specifically created for the purpose of doing this deal with a no assignment clause. On the contract, it has the name of the new LLC as the buyer. Then next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find your cash buyer, but rather than assign the contract, what you're gonna do is you're going to assign to the cash buyer 100% of the LLC membership. So he owns the entity that owns the contract. Now, at closing, there is a single closing. The seller shows up as the seller, your new cash buyer shows up as the buyer, and the buyer, remember, the buyer is the LLC. Your cash buyer is the sole member, and there is a single closing right here. The cash buyer purchases the property with the original contract price, and pays you your wholesale fee of $10,000 or whatever it is. Still a single closing. There is an assignment, but it's really not the assignment of the contract, it's the assignment of the LLC. The LLC only owns one thing because it's a brand new entity. What it owns is the contract. You as the wholesaler assign the membership of your LLC to the cash buyer. Cash buyer steps into closing. Contract doesn't change, only the owner of the contract changes, and you walk away with your fee just like you would on a single closing assignment, and did not have to do a double closing, bring money to funding, pay closing fees, none of that. All of that goes away following this strategy, and you just did a workaround to the no assignment clause. Isn't that awesome? Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about how this works, how to structure that, please leave a comment, ask those questions, and I'll do my best to answer that for you. Now, for those of you watching this that are interested, I put this all together in a done-for-you package that includes all of the paperwork to do this. We even set up the LLCs for you and everything. But right now, it's only available for subscribers to my Flipster deal management software. Now, if you don't know what Flipster is, it's a cloud-based, all-inclusive platform that not only organizes and streamlines and automates all of the steps to flipping houses, but it actually finds and funds deals for you. So if you're considering flipping houses full-time or part-time, or you're already flipping houses, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Watch this video right here now to learn how Flipster can transform your real estate business. Remember, it's not about the money, it's about having the time and freedom to be, do, have, and give everything that's important to you in your life. That's what it's all about, and I'll see you on the next video.